Right? BER stands for bit error rate versus signal to noise ratio for BPSK modulation scheme in AWGN channel. What we will do, uh, we will take here some binary bits, okay, binary codes. Then we won't do any sort of encoding like source encoder, channel encoder. We are not doing this current one. What we'll do, we will take this binary bits and take a mapper or modulator circuit, right? This will map this incoming binary bits into BPSK symbols, right? Into BPSK symbols, and this is passed through a channel. Okay, this is passed through an ideal channel where we show here the presence of AWGN noise, relative white Gaussian noise, before it reaches the receiver input. Okay, in receiver, what we will have the opposite block of the mapper, that is D mapper, we will have, which is this will take BPSK symbols as input, and it will give estimate of estimate of its binary bits. These two should be same, right? This binary bits and this estimate of binary bits. These two should be same or different. That is what we will find out. Okay, so this one estimate of binary bits and this binary bits should be same. Right? This should be same. And we will do this operation for various values of SNR. Right. So first, what we will do, the first thing what we will do is we will take this binary bits, okay, generate random binary bits. We have seen various comments in Python to generate random binary bits. Then what we will do, then we will go to the BPSK modulator, right? BPSK modulator. So these binary bits are converted into BPSK symbols, okay, of having suitable energy, right? Then we will pass it through AWGN channel. We will pass it through AWGN channel. Okay, we will add some AWGN noise to the BPSK symbol, and then we will demodulate the BPSK symbol, right? Then we go for estimate of binary bits. Okay, then we will go for estimate of binary bits. So after that, what we will do? We will be comparing this transmitted binary bits, this red color one on the left side, with the purple one which is shown here in the block diagram towards the right. So that towards extreme left we have uh, we have transmitter, okay, transmitter side where we start with generating random binary bits, and on the receiver last part, that is the receiver end, we try to reproduce the transmitted bits. Okay, so these two should be same, this one and this one, and these two should be same, binary bits and estimates for binary bits. And we will do this all experiment, we'll do this all experiment for a given value of SNR. Okay, for a given SNR variable. Then you take a for loop and take this SNR variable and run it for few SNRs. Then we should get a curve like this. Okay, let me show you. We should get a curve like this. Okay, you can see the x-axis, you can see the x-axis, which is starting from 0, okay, 0 dB, then 2 dB, 4 dB, 6 dB. We are taking the SNR at an interval of 2 dBs, right? And y-axis, we are taking number of bits in error, right? Number of bits in error. So you can see for SNR 0 dB, right? SNR 0 dB, the bit error rate is quite high, isn't it? The bit error rate, number of bits in error, right? Number of bits in error, that is very high because SNR is less, right? SNR is less means the signal power gets dominated by the noise power. Signal power gets dominated by the noise power. And when we go on increasing the SNR, the effect of additive white Gaussian noise power on signal power reduces. Okay. Then we will see the red dots. You can see it's falling down, isn't it? So there are two things here: red dots and a green line. Right? So you can see it's falling down. When we are increasing the SNR, it's falling down. Okay. So let's learn how to do it. Okay, let's learn how to do it. So then you people can practice. So before going to that, we will practice few comments. Control J and Control L. Clear the screen. Okay. Now, uh, let me ask one. Rule number 10. Rule number 10. Respond.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Rule number 10.
Yes, sir.
Those who are not responding, we will be removing them. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Rule number 2. Rule number 2.
Yes, sir.
Sir, make these people up. Number 2 and 10. Right. Rule number 61. Prashant Verma.
Hello?
Rule number 61.
Yes, sir.
Respond quickly. Yes, 61.
Hey, am I?
You cannot hear our voice. You- Okay, you type. CR is there. CR. CR once unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
CR once unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Here. Mhm. No, you are connected, right? Yeah. Let me change. You speak something. Is my voice audible? My
Yeah,
voice
his
is audible.
voice is audible.
I'm not able to
What
listen.
about mine? Is my voice is audible, sir? I think you have a voice problem.
Yeah, someone should speak.
We are speaking, but you are not hearing.
Hello.
Delete your headset. Is it audible, sir? Yeah, no, it's working.
Not audible. Yeah, but I'm not able to listen. Default speaker changed. Now you speak something.
Hello? Yeah, getting set. You can't hear our voice.
Not coming.
Sir, the jock is not working.
Is
Won't
that
work. Leave it for today. We have the speakers are there. Tested.
default speakers has changed to speakers? Continue. Yeah, I'm making static.
You make me aware.
Yeah, all of you just open Spider, the black screen which is visible to you, right? Open the Spider console to declare some variables there. Yeah, someone can speak. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now you speak.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can I say got it? Okay, fine.
Yeah. 61. I was calling 61, I guess. One,
Yes, sir.
how to declare a variable, sir?
So we can use like int, sir.
Int.
Yes.
Is it really required in Python? What you will write? You're able to see my screen, right?
Sir.
Yeah. No, what I would write to declare a variable. Let's say I would like to declare block length whose value is 1000. What will you?
Sir, I think you can so we can write straight block length, uh, block by underscore length. And we can declare a, sir.
Right. So all of you see how to declare a variable, right? So let's say block length is a variable. So I have taken 1000. Okay. So what will be this variable? How to see? You can print it. Okay. So that the value contained in this variable. Now let's say I'm importing some library. Import NumPy library. Class Lab, we have seen many such comments, right? I have sent you a link also. A lot of comments are there, right? So how to import NumPy library? What we will write? We will say roll number 10. Calling roll number 10.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how to import NumPy library? What we will write? Import.
Import NumPy as NP.
NP. And rather than NP, give any name, right? Send here NP. Now tell me, let's check what it is doing. I'm taking a variable A, arrange. All of you Google for this. Okay. What this is doing. I've taken 1.02, let's say 1. The range is not NP dot. So what it is doing? Roll number 2, answer. I have written A is equal to NP dot arrange 1.0 comma 5.1. What it is doing? Rule number 2. Who is not there? Absent today. In something else. Rule number 2. Okay, rule number 3. Anit, number 3.
Sir,
Tell what it is doing. A is equal to np dot arrange 1.0, comma 5.1 I have written. So what it is storing in A. You're able to see my screen, right? Quick. Number 3. Unmute yourself first.
sir, array start with 1, sir.
Hmm? Start with one. Array start with 1, end with what?
Start with 5, sir, and will be increment to 1 to 5, sir.
Incrementing with a value of 1.
1, sir.
Okay, up to 5,
Up to 5, sir.
right? So let's check with this command what it will do. If I write from 2.0 to 5.1. What is it? It is starting from 2, okay, and ending at 5, right? So if I write like this 5.0, what is happening? All of you observe. If you write 5.0 in Python, okay, so it won't consider the value 5. It is taking 2, 3, 4 only, right? That's why we are taking 5.5. Let's say you want 5 elements in the array starting from 1, that is you want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for some purpose. So either you should write like this, okay, starting from 1.0 to 5.1 or 2 or 3 or 5, whatever, value greater than 5. So if you take A, you can see, even if you write 5.5, the value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if you are writing 5.9, A is also same. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you don't want to consider the value 5, then you can write 5.0. If I write A is equal to np dot arrange, so let's start it from 1 and end it at 5.88. Let's check whether it's working or not. So all of you, it's clear. A is equal to np dot arrange 1.0, comma another value, creates an array and stores it in the variable starting from 1 at an interval of 1 and up to the point of the last value what is given. Next, let's check with another comment. I'm taking a variable b and I'm writing np dot zeros. np dot zeros. Then I'm writing 5. What it will return? Let's check. It is returning an array of 5 elements. All are filled with 0. It is returning array of 5 elements. All are filled with 0. Let's try with another value. Rather than 5, I am writing 10. So P content is an array of 10 elements and all elements are 0. All elements are 0. Let's check. C is equal to, I will take np dot ones and giving 4 in bracket. So C will contain an array of 4 values, 4 values, and all values are 1. Now let's check. Uh, we will be learning how to get the SNR value if it is given in dB. SNR ratio, how to get it if it is given in dB. Let's say SNR of 10 dB is given. SNR of 10 dB is given. Now, how to get it in ratio? How to get it in ratio? So let me put it in this way. Okay, SNR or we will write like this. Okay, SNR in decibels is equal to 10. This 10 is in dB decibels. So what will be the SNR in normal scale? Not in dB scale, not in normal scale. So how to find out? This is equivalent to what? 10 log is 10, okay, of this value SNR normal, okay, SNR in normal scale, right? So rather than writing SNR normal, I'm simply writing SNR. Okay. So 10 log SNR in ratio is equal to what is given? It's given 10. Right? It's given 10. Now, how to get this value of SNR? This 10, if you take on the other side, it's 10 divided by 10, isn't it? So stands for 1. And if you take this log 10 on the other side, what do you get? Okay, so this log 10 is here. And now what is the equation? Log 10, the signal to noise ratio in normal scale is equal to 1. Now if you take SNR in normal scale, how to find out? If you take this 10 log this side, this will be what? 10 over 1. Okay, this log base 10 on the other side becomes this. Okay, and this value will come to power. I guess it's clear to all of you. So any value given, let's say it is given SNR of x dB.
Sir,
Then
is
how to
it 20 log dB or 10 log dB, sir?
20 log dB or 10 log dB. In general, it's 10 log dB. When we speak of power, we consider 20 log dB. Okay.
Okay, sir.
If voltage is there, right? If you take 20 volt, to convert it into dB scale, what we usually take is 10 log of 20. Okay. Now, if you take the power formula is what? V square into I,
Yes, sir. V square I.
voltage square.
Sir.
That's why it will be 20 log. So this P in dB,
Sir, V into universal power means
yeah,
V
V into
square.
I. Just a minute. This is P into I. V into I. And
I-
if you replace I in terms of V, what is this?
V square by R, sir.
V square by R. Or I square R.
Yes, sir.
If you replace V by R. So there is a square term here. If you take this as unit resistance, so this P is equivalent to V square. So that's why this P log dB will be equal to what?
20 log.
10. This is V
Yes.
square. So it will be 10 log this, right? So it will be how much? 20 log.
V. Okay, sir. Clear. Sir.
Of power. When we speak of any random value given and you are asked to find out in dB, the default formula is 10 log base 10 of the values equivalent decibel value. Okay. If at all you have like square or cube stubs, accordingly you will get the value. So if any value is given in dB, how to find out the ratio? We will be taking
10 powers
10
of
power. Okay, 10 power of, you can see it's 10 power of, it's like 10 power of this dB value. Okay, dB value divided by 10 because there is a 10 here. Let's say, let's take another example. Here is given the SNR is 100 decibels. So what will be the signal to this is SNR in dB is 100. Right? How to get normal SNR in normal range? So it's equivalent to 10 log SNR is equal to 100. Right? This is in normal range. So SNR normal range value will be how much? 10 power. 10 power. This log when goes to the other side, it's 10 power. When this 10 goes to the other side, it's 100 by 10. Right? So it is equal to 10 power 10. Right? I guess it's clear to all of you. Or else you can cancel this. This is 10. This is 10. Right? Now log SNR. Now if you write, what is this? Log SNR normal scale is equal to 10. Now SNR normal scale is equal to 10 power 10. This 10 is this. So for our analysis, beta error rate versus SNR, we will be running the for loop for various values of SNR. I have shown you a graph, right? For various values of SNR, we will be running the graph. So SNR, we will take it in dB in the for loop, and whenever required, we will convert it into normal scale. So this is another thing to remember, which we will use for our program. If the value is given in dB, then how to bring it into normal scale. Now here A, we have declared what? A is an array of 5 elements. Then how did we declare A? If anyone remembers, you can see np dot arrange. We have given some range of values. It was returning A is equal to this. Now if I write A dot size, what it will return? A dot size. It is returning number of elements in the array. Number of elements in the array. Always remember A dot size in the single dimension case returns number of elements in the array. Next, we will see how to make a BPSK symbol. For this, I will be importing another library, which is a part of this numerical Python only. Let me write it like this: import by let me try like this: np dot random np dot random. Let's check if we can. Module object is not Soluble. We will do it in this way. What we will do, import numpy. Import numpy as NP we have done. Now import numpy dot random as nr. We can under variable name nr. Now let's check f is equal to n is equal to we take nr dot nr stands for numpy dot random nr dot and in check the file lower limit. You can see it's showing rand int in bracket low returns random integer from low inclusive to high exclusive. All of you understand? First we have to give random number in between which values we want. Let's say if I write 1 comma 5, it will give random numbers in the range of 1 to 5. Okay, 1 comma 5, if I write 1 to 5, then it is the format is, then you have to mention the size. Okay, so size we will be mentioning size is equal to what should be size of the array, right? Then let's check with the data type. The data type will be by default integer, or if at all you want float or something, we'll do that. Just a minute. Let's take this is 5. I'm taking to let's take from 1 to 5. I'm taking 10 values. What it returns? 10 is equal to, and it returns an array. It returns an array having elements. How many elements? 10 elements. It returns an array with how many elements? 10 elements. What are the numbers in between? The numbers are in between starting from 1 and the ending number is less than 5. Okay, 5 is not included. All of you can mark here 5 is not included. Let me run it again and check. Second time. You can see for this case also 5 is not included. So understand that in Python, if you write the higher limit, this one, so this is not included. We have seen an earlier example also while using np.arrange, we were giving 1.0 comma 5.1 or 5.8 whatever to include 5. So if you want that particular value to be included, you should give a greater value here. If you want 5 to be included in your array, you should give 1 comma 6. Then it will include numbers starting from 1 to 5. Now let's check with another example. What I will take n is equal to nr dot rand int. I'm writing 2. Then I'm writing 10. Only I'm writing 2 comma 10. What it returns? Let's check. N equal to 8. So it is returning 2 comma 10 means 2 comma 10. How many values it is returning? Only one value. If you don't specify this number of values required, by default it is returning one value only. The point here to note is, if you are not mentioning the length of the array, by default the array length is 1. Let me take like this: n is equal to and yeah, I will specify like this. You can see low, high. Okay, high is equal to how much? Size is equal to high, how much? So I am writing here 2 comma size equal to 10. Now what it returns? What it is returning? It is returning 10 values. It is returning 10 values, isn't it? The size of n is how much? 10. 10 elements are there in the array because we have specified size is equal to 10. And if you write 2 over there, it is starting the random numbers from 0 up to 2. Okay, if you write 2 there, 2 is not included, isn't it? 2 is the higher end value by default. So it is taking all values in between 0 to 2. That is, what are the possible values? 0 and 1 only. Let's check with another value. Will be more clear to you. Let's check. I am taking 5. Now n is equal. You can see it's taking value from 0 to 4. But 4 is not included here. Maybe it's random case. Let's take another same thing. You can see here. Same thing I have run for the second time. So the value starting from 0 up to 5, not 5. 0 up to 5 means the previous integer is 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 values are included. Now, if I ask you generate 100 number of random binary bits, what you will do? Let's say I'm the first block diagram. Okay, if you can remember what we have seen today, first thing was to generate random binary bits. Okay, so how we will do that? Step. What we can write? I asked you to generate 100 number of binary bits. How you will do it? We will write, let's say, binary bits as a variable is equal to write an r not random nr.random, and I will write 2 here. The I is equal to 2. Low I have not written anything. I is equal to 2, and I will specify size is equal to 100. So let's check what you have in binary bits. You have 100 elements which are zeros and ones. So binary bits of 100, size 100, size 10,000, size 1 lakh, any desired size given, you should be able to generate. What is the command to generate? All of you supposed to make a note of this. In order to generate random binary bits, how many of our choice, that we have to specify in the size. Which command is used? nr.random, in bracket you have given the higher limit and size, 2 things specified. So we have seen what comments as of now, how to declare the variables and how to convert SNR from dB scale to normal scale, how to make an array of all zeros, how to make array of all ones, and how to generate random binary values of the given size. These things we have seen as of now. After generating these random binary bits, if I would like to convert it into BPSK symbols, what we will do? If we have to convert it into BPSK symbols, what we will do?
We use a mapper, sir.
Yeah, mapper. In theoretical mapper, but in program, what we have to do? We have to map these binary values into some energy values. Okay, some energy values. Let me remember the expression of BPSK.
M of t into C of t.
Yeah. The unmodulated carrier. Unmodulated carrier. Unmodulated carrier. For C of t, the expression was what? C cos omega ct. Right. This is the unmodulated carrier that you have been taking for AM, FM, PM, okay, or ASK, PSK, FSK, whatever. Right. This is a sinusoidal signal having an amplitude of EC and an angle of omega ct. I'm not writing phi because it is, you can write it here because this is time independent angle. This is what you can see. This is the time dependent angle. This is time independent angle. As it is time independent, we usually don't write it. We usually don't write it. So it is EC cos omega ct is the unmodulated carrier. Now, when binary 1 is coming as input, this carrier gets changed to what? And when binary 0 is coming, this carrier gets changed to what? Right? So that is what we will we do in BPSK, binary phase shift key. If I put it like this, the S of t BPSK when 1 is transmitted is the same carrier signal EC cos omega ct plus phi. Okay, phi can be neglected in pen and paper, but when 0 is coming, what we do? There is a phase shift of pi, isn't it? EC cos omega ct plus phi plus phi. There is a phase shift of 180 degree, isn't it? There is a phase shift of 180 degree. So it's equivalent to what? If there is a phase shift of 180 degree, it's equivalent to minus cos theta, isn't it? It's equivalent to minus EC cos omega ct. Okay. So this is equivalent to plus EC cos omega ct. So when binary 1 is transmitted, we want this to be transmitted. Now, if we still simplify more, what we will write S of t BPSK is, I'll write it like this, cos omega ct when 1 is transmitted and it's equivalent to EC minus EC cos omega ct when binary 0 is transmitted. Right. Now what we will do, we will just rearrange this equation. We will just rearrange this equation. In this equation of S of t BPSK, carrier power, you can remember amplitude modulation, carrier power is equal to what? EC square by 2, isn't it? I'm not going to derive this. I hope you remember. In analog communication, first unit you might have studied, the carrier power, unmodulated carrier power is equal to A square by 2 or EC square by 2, the amplitude square by 2. Now, if you find the value of EC from here, what it will be? It will be 2 into this carrier power square root, isn't it? Now, here we speak BPSK, binary phase shift key. Binary phase shift key. This each binary bit is converted into one symbol, isn't it? So, binary phase shift key log base 2 here. This B I'm writing here. What stands for B? B stands for binary. So log 2 base 2, it is one symbols. One symbol, we can write it as one symbol is equal to one binary bits. One binary bit. For QPSK, it is one symbol is equal to two binary bits. This answer is here. Okay, this answer is here. Log 2 base 2 is 1. So one symbol for BPSK is equal to what? Means to get this one, you have to do this opposite. Log 2 base 2. What is this 2? This 2 is for this BPSK binary. So that 2 I have written. So if it is QPSK, if you write, you have to write 4 here. So log 4 base 2, you will get two binary bits taken together, one QPSK symbol. Right? So what I will write here, this EC can be written as just change of notation 2 into PS. I will write it as symbol power rather than carrier power. I will write it as symbol power because your one bit is equal to one symbol. There is no problem. So what I will write here, this is root over 2 PS cos omega CT when one is transmitted, and is equal to minus root over 2 PS cos omega CT when 0 is transmitted. When 0 is transmitted. Right? So the same expression, we have just simplified a little more. Now what we will do, S of t BPSK, right? So what we have written here, root 2 PS cos omega CT, root 2 PS cos omega CT when one is transmitted. So what I'm doing is I'm multiplying the symbol duration TS and dividing by a symbol duration TS. Okay. Or you can, for BPSK, we can take it like we will multiply by TB or divided by TB, bit duration. So one bit is equal to one symbol. So it will make sense for BPSK. If I take TS or TB, there is no change, right? So for the other one also, it will be minus root 2 PS root over TS. Let me write it. Root over TS divided by root over TS cos omega CT. Right? So I'm not writing here, but this is when one is transmitted, this is when 0 is transmitted. Okay. Now, this still rearranging this, what we can write, still rearrange this. So root over PSTS. Root over PSTS is one term, and root over 2 by TS is another term, cos omega CT. Right? And what will be this one? This is minus root over PSTS, and this is root over 2 by TS, cos omega CT is another term. So for BPSK, when 1 is transmitted, this is transmitted. When 0 is transmitted, this is transmitted. So you can see here, this term is same for both, isn't it? We call it as basis function. We call it as basis function. And if I write this equation, rearrange it in still simpler form, it's S of t BPSK equal to, all of you have a look, it's root over PSTS, power into the interval, it will give us energy of the signal. So I will write it as root over ES symbol energy into phi 1 of t and root over minus root over ES phi, not phi 2, it will be phi 1 only for this case. Phi 1. This is when 1 is transmitted and this is when 0 is transmitted. So the mapper, what it will do? Mapper. Now, just correlate. You have a mapper here, right? You have a mapper here. And what is input to the mapper? Binary bits, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So binary bits will be, let's say, random bits, 1 or 0 or 1 or 1 like that. Okay, randomly I have written. So when these binary bits are fed to mapper, this mapper should produce what? It is mapping. Let's say 0 came now. Let's say this 0 is given here, fed to the mapper. So when 0 comes, what it will do? It will generate or map the value 0 to a negative energy. Okay, to a negative energy. Now when 1 comes here, this one, when this 1 comes here, this one happens, the mapper maps the value to some positive value. So forget about root over anything. Okay, so root over ES is also a value, isn't it? So let's say root over ES is 5. So when 1 comes, it is mapped to plus 5 volt. When 0 comes, it is mapped to minus 5 volt. Isn't it? So the signal constellation of BPSK, how it was, if you remember, this is phi 1 of t. Okay, this was 0, right? If you can remember, you had one constellation point here. You had another constellation point here. This was root over EB or ES. And this was minus root over ES. You can remember.
Sir,
Right.
what happens to the term phi 1 of t, sir, then?
Phi 1 of t is the carrier. Phi 1 of t is the carrier, right? So we are sending the carrier signal, isn't it? Practically.
Yes, sir.
Practically, we are sending the carrier. If the carrier amplitude is some positive voltage, then it can be interpreted as binary 1 was transmitted. Now you receive a carrier signal with some energy 5, okay, with some energy, positive energy. Let's say you received a carrier with some positive energy. What you will interpret? Binary 1 was transmitted. If you receive a carrier with some negative energy, what you will interpret? Some binary 0 was transmitted in BPSK.
Sir,
Understand?
but how can we interpret that it is negative energy, sir? Like energy will always be.
You require a quantizer on the receiver end. You require a quantizer, right? What quantizer is doing? If the value is in between this bound to this bound, it will map to some value. If it is this bound to this bound, it is mapped to some value. Right. So let's put it in this way. Right. This is the carrier phi 1 of t, isn't it? This is the value 0. Right.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is transmitted, what is received? Let's say this is the transmitted constellation for BPSK, right? For BPSK. Now let's assume 10 symbols we have transmitted, 10 symbols. Okay, I'm writing the symbols here. 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. Okay, these are 5. Still 5. Let me write it like this: 1, 0, 0. Okay, next is 1, 1. So these are 10 values, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These 10 symbols need to be transmitted. So this transmitted constellation I would like to plot. Now you tell me, if I will transmit binary 1, let's start from here. Okay, let's start from here. Binary 1 is transmitted. So what we will do when binary 1 is transmitted? which constellation, what energy you will transmit? Root
Positive.
over ES. Okay, a positive energy you will transmit. So the positive energy value is fixed. Okay, so let's say the positive energy is somewhere here, and I call that positive energy as root over ES. Right, for the first symbol, we are transmitting this particular value, which is mentioned by a cross mark, isn't it?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
when 0 comes next, what we will do? We will transmit a negative energy,
Yes, sir.
isn't it?
Minus root ES.
Yeah, let me put the negative energy in a different color somewhere here. Okay, this value is negative of the same value. This part is same. Okay, this part, right?
Sir,
Only
then
polarity is
all
different.
values coincided, no, sir, there in between those two only.
Yeah, just understand. Okay, so whenever 1 comes, we will transmit this positive energy. This is the boundary, okay, which is 0. This side all values are positive. This side all values are negative, right? So now next what comes?
Root ES.
Next this 1 comes. So what we will transmit? We will transmit again here root over ES. Okay, so let's make it green color. Okay, root over ES again. Now next what is coming? Another one is coming. So again root over ES. Now these all 10 values will be available at these 2 points only, isn't it? Will you get, let's say for 1 I am transmitting 5 volt. Okay, let's say this energy is 5. Okay, and this energy is minus 5. Now for this one, the value is 5. For this 0, it's minus 5. For this one, it's 5. For this one, it's 5. For this 0, it's minus 5. For this one, it's 5. So what you will see in the constellation? You will see 2 values only, isn't it? Either you will see plus 5 or you will see minus 5 at the transmitter, right? So this is the transmitter part. So if I divide it like this is channel, this is receiver, this is transmitter. So here we have the mapper, right? To this mapper, we are feeding this binary bits. Okay. So this mapper is mapping incoming binary bits to either plus 5 volt or minus 5 volt. So in the complex plane, how it looks like? It looks like this figure. Okay. It looks like this figure. So this figure we are plotting here at this point. This figure we are plotting at this point at the transmitter. Now, if you plot the figure here after the channel, how it will be? After the channel or at the input of the receiver, how it will be? So this plot I have shown you. This plot at the transmitter is like this. Okay, at the transmitter is like this. So let me
Sir,
put it in.
phi 1 of t is a sinusoidal signal, no, sir, but we represent
Yes.
it in a straight line, no, sir.
Yeah.
Why should we do like that?
I am concerned about the amplitude part only. I don't bother about the sinusoidal nature. That is fixed, right? Phi 1 of t carrier is fixed. So you are asked, let's say let's take a colloquial example. You are asked that you go to railway station and pick up your friend, right? So you don't bother about the train which is carrying your friend, isn't it? So you will look for the parameter which is of interest to you. So it is told that your friend is 7 feet high, okay, and another friend is, let's say, 3 feet high. One is one.
Understood, sir.
This is negative. Okay, so our interested part we are representing. This is our transmitted constellation. Now, when it goes to the channel, here we add some noise. Okay, we usually add in simulation. Practically, this noise is generated because of the receiver circuit, which we model it as additive white Gaussian noise. Right. So, post the channel or at the receiver input, what will be the signal constellation? I have taken 10 symbols. Okay. So here this is 0. Will the 10 values present only at these 2 points?
No, sir, in the neighborhood they will be distributed.
They can be anywhere. They can be anywhere. It can be this or it can be here, it can be here, it can be here, it can be here, it can be here. You cannot see, right? It can be anywhere. So you will say it's 5, no? Right? If you add 1 volt noise, it will be on the x-axis only, isn't it? Someone may think like that. So I'm taking complex plane. Okay, I'm taking complex plane and I'm adding complex noise values. So this is like A plus JB formula, right? So real and imaginary, real and imaginary, real and imaginary, right? So this will be the received constellation, right? So the received constellation will be not exactly root over ES and minus root over ES. It can be anything. It can be anything. Now DMapper should take that anything. Let's say one point is here. So it's if it is 5, this is 4 plus 5j. Let's say this is 4 plus 5j after impact of noise. Now DMapper should take 4 plus 5j and process it, and it should interpret it. This 4 plus 5j is indicating binary 1 or binary 0. That
Binary
is the
one.
purpose of the, yeah, your algorithm should decide. So you will say that no, this 4.5j is towards right side of this imaginary axis, right? And having a real part which is positive. So I will assume that this 4 plus 5j is nothing but it is plus 5. Okay, or it is root over E is positive energy. So if the value is falling somewhere here, if the value is falling on the boundary, how we will decide? It is difficult to interpret. It is positive energy or negative energy, isn't it? It's 0 plus this value is 0 plus 5j. Now it's difficult to interpret. Can you say it is positive energy or negative energy? You
No,
have
sir.
a 0 here. You cannot say. So that time interpretation will go wrong. Okay, and your DMapper fails. So every time it is not possible. That's what. If your impact of noise is high, if your impact is noise is low, all the things will be around this 5 volt only, right? Cluster. Let's say 1,000 points, all will be here and all will be here. None of them will be in border. When interpretation goes wrong, now if I tell you the same analogy, you go to railway station and pick your friend who is 5 foot height. It is difficult for you to interpret, isn't it? Because all the people, most are in that range only. Right? You cannot conclude. When a lot of people coming out of the train, all I mean 90% are 7 feet high, then it is difficult for you to interpret whether that fellow is your friend or someone else. That is what the problem. So where I was is this mapper maps to root over ES or minus root over ES. These two are of our interest. And let's go to Python and how we can generate this BPSK signal, we'll see. So we have generated random bits. See, we have generated random binary ones and zeros. Now we would like to map it. Okay, we would like to map it, or we would like to get the symbols out of these binary bits. So for BPSK, one symbol is equal to 1 bit. Okay. There is no problem. One symbol is equal to 1 bit. Now, how to make the BPSK symbol? Can anyone say how to make BPSK symbol? So, like, let me sort it. I mean, reduce the length to 10. It will make more sense. I can take the binary bits. Now it's having 10 elements, and let's this 10 binary bits are fed to the mapper BPSK modulator. What will be the BPSK symbols? How to write? I want BPSK out. So what you will do with these binary bits, with these values which are available in the binary bits? Who can say? Someone? Our objective is to make a BPSK
Sir, you
modulation.
should do plus or minus one. Sir.
Plus or minus 1. So how to do that? What will do? BPSK out. I'm taking another variable. Okay, what I will write? You have a variable binary bits. What will write? How did we get binary bits? Anyone can say? How did we get binary bits?
Sir, you use it random.
We have used nr dot rand in 2
Yes, sir.
comma 10 comma 10. Let me show it to you. So if I want corresponding BPSK symbol, now what I will do is I will take 2 into binary bits. It's quite simple. Okay, 2 into binary bits minus 1. Let's check what we are getting. BPSK out.
Yes,
Is it
sir.
understand?
Yes, sir.
Is it understood, right? So it's very simple how to make binary, I mean BPSK out of given binary bits. So we are able to make, let's say I ask you for 1 lakh symbol, you can make it easily, very easy. So without writing here binary bits, let's say I will do length or number of symbols. Number of symbols. I've given 1000. Okay. So number of symbol is a variable. 1000 is stored. Now this question is, let me write the question here. Generate 1000 binary bits and BPSK modulator. Use BPSK modulator. So what you will do? BPSK out is equal to what I will write? I will write 2 into, instead of binary bits, what I will write? nr dot rand in 2 comma size is equal to, I have kept the number of symbols in this variable, number underscore of underscore sym, number of symbols. It should give me now how many BPSK values?
Sir, -1.
Okay. Will it work or there is some error? You can say.
Sir, -1, sir, -1.
No, -1. Yeah. So it will generate these many random variables and -1. That's it. BPSK out. You can see plus ones, minus ones. How many are there? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what we have done, we were able to generate BPSK symbols by generating random binary bits. That is what we have learned as of now. Anyone having any doubt, you can ask. Anyone having any doubt?
Sir,
Yeah.
yeah, we multiplied with 2 into number of binary bits -1, no, sir.
Yes.
If we have 4 or 8, then how can we? Is there any generalized formula, sir, for that?
No, no. You have to think and make.
Sir,
No.
if
First of all, like MATLAB, in MATLAB you have like a PSK mode, one inbuilt command is there. In Python there is no such command. We have to manually think and write. Okay.
okay, sir. Then for QPSK,
That is that for QPSK, that is task for you people. Right.
okay, sir. We
So
have
for
to.
QPSK, you have to write the mathematical equation and check 4 points how they are.
Okay. Sir, we will get -1, 1, -2, and 2, sir.
-1, 1.
We will
For
get 4.
QPSK, that's what you think. This is BPSK. This is phi 1 of t. Right? One basis function is solving the purpose. Positive root energy in the real axis and negative energy in the real axis. Now, QPSK, what are the constellation points? You will have the imaginary axis like this. You will have one more point here, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
QPSK. This is how to get it. What is this point value? This one, upper one. It is positive energy into J, isn't it? J into this, minus J. Yeah. Because BPSK only on the imaginary side also, along
Sir,
with
is
this.
that second basis function, sir? That imaginary. That imaginary axis is that second basis function.
Yeah, second basis function. Phi 2 of t. This is cos, isn't it? Cos omega ct. Root over 2 by ts into cos omega ct. Remember this expression.
Sir, this will be sine.
90-degree out of phase means what?
Yes, sir.
90-degree out of phase means it will be sine only.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we deal with amplitudes here. Forget about the cos and sine. Right? We don't include cos and sine, isn't it, in the program? So we will deal with this energy value. This energy value can be written as root over ES plus J into 0. And this will be written as 0 plus J. This will be your 4 points. It's easy to make. Now, I guess up to this point, it's clear to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Right. So what we have done, we have generated random binary bits and we have done BPSK modulus into those bits. Now we will transmit these binary bits. I mean, we will transmit these energies. Okay, energies, which is for +1 and -1. We will transmit these energies for a given value of SNR. Let's suppose for a given value of SNR, right? And we will receive them. So when you take a given value of SNR and transmit this and receive it at the receiver input, they will be no longer +1 and -1. They will be no longer +1 and -1. Right? Then what we have to do? Let's check. Okay, let's check. So what I will do here now. I am taking one variable called as noise and I'm writing nr dot normal. Right, nr what we have taken numerical python dot random as nr. Right, so I have taken nr dot normal. Normal means it's normal distribution. Right, you can see draw a random sample from a normal or Gaussian distribution. Right, normal distribution. So nr dot normal, let's check. I'm taking the first one is what? Probability density function of the normal distribution, first derived by this. Okay, this is good. Okay, let's check here. I'm taking this as 0.0, comma 1.0, and I'm taking 10 log length. Let's check what is. You can see the noise values.
Sir, what are the
Gaussian
parameters?
distributed random noise values. These are Gaussian distributed or normal distributed random values. How many values? 10 values we have generated. 10 values. Right, 10 values. I will tell you what are this 0.0 and 1.0. Right. So we have to go to the specification of this nr.normal. This normal probability distribution function PDF. Right. These are the values. So these are the values. We will plot this Gaussian PDF. Okay. In the evening class. Now you remember these are the noise. Let's say we would like how many symbols we have generated here. We have generated here
Thousands.
1000 symbols. We will generate 1000 noise now. Right, we will generate 1000 noise. So now 1000 noise values are generated. Put it in this way. Clear, right? 1000 noise values are generated. Okay. Now what we will do? We'll find out transmitted bits and how to do transmitted bits is equal to
We have to add noise and
right. So I will make it simple. I have not yet considered the uh, SNR point of view. Okay, we have generated here 1000 random values. Okay, for SNR of 0 dB, SNR of 1 dB, SNR of 2 dB, we have to scale these noise values with some scaling factor, right? So that scaling one I am not doing. I'm considering it for a given value of SNR. I'm considering it for a given value of SNR. Then we will put it in the loop, right? There's no problem. Now tell me this transmitted bits, right? I'm writing transmitted bits. It is equal to what? Which bits we are transmitting actually? We are transmitting this one. BPSK out. BPSK output we are transmitting. Okay. So I am writing transmitted bits is equal to BPSK out. Just I am assigning to some other variable, right? Just for understanding. So transmitted bits is nothing but +1 and -1. Now, what will be the received bits? Received bits. I'm considering ideal channel. Okay, ideal channel. Received bits will be all of you are ever that I guess all of you are ever regarding ideal channel. Now this is the channel H. This is transmitted bit T and this is received bit R. What is R in frequency? This is
convolution of
in index domain it's convolution. Another one we will take multiplication of this T with H. If at all any noise is here summing up, right? Noise, it will be plus noise. This noise component we have generated. This we have generated. And we are taking ideal channel. Ideal channel means this is one unity. There is no multiple. Right? So it will be, this will be unit
transmitted plus noise power.
transmitted plus noise. So what we will write here?
Sir, but it is not in time domain, no, sir. Even in time domain, we'll get same, no, sir.
Same. So what we'll do, this received bit is equal to, I'll take transmitted bits plus noise. Right, both are of 1000 length and it will work. And let's check what is received bits. Received bits will be no longer, if it is noise is not there, received bit is equal to transmitted bit. That is a very good case. Right. Now a worst case scenario is there is noise added. Now let's check what is received bits now. These are the bits received. Okay. You see them.
Sir, the corresponding elements will be added, sir, in array.
Yes, yes, yes. We have seen, right, how it is done. Right, plus you can take a small example and check.
Oh, okay, sir.
Corresponding elements will be added. Now this is what the received bit. Okay. Now this received bits will be fed to what? This received bits will be given to the demodulator or demapper, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Received bits will be given to the demapper. Now, what I will do, how to do the demapper? How to do the demapper?
Sir, we should quantize the levels.
Mathematically, what we will write? Let me go to the whiteboard and put it in this way. So for mapping, what we write? 2 into input bits, isn't it? What we have taken input bits, right? Input number of bits. 2 into this minus 1. Isn't it? It was giving us 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1, and so on, isn't it? BPSK symbols. This was the mapper. 2 into incoming bits minus 1. These input bits are zeros and ones. Now the dual of this, how to do? Now this 1 minus 1s are there, out of which we would like to generate, I mean 1 and 0. What we will do? We'll do, these are transmitted, let's say this is transmitted, right? 1 minus 1, 4 values I am taking, 1 minus 1. These are transmitted. And the same value is received here. 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1.
Sir, plus 1 divided by 2.
Yeah. So what we'll do? 2 into, this is the received symbol. Rx I am writing. This is the transmitted symbol. Px I am. What I'll do? 2 into the received symbol. When this is 2 into received symbol is how much? 2 into 1 is 2. Then minus 1. Is it working?
Sir, we have to add 1 and divide by 2, sir.
Yeah. Let me modify it in this way. It will make more sense. I will compare it. If the received symbol is greater than 0 or not. Okay. So if it is greater than 0, what it will return in Python? If you check this, what it will return? It will return true or false, isn't it? True means plus 1, false means 0.
Yes, sir.
Right. So for one case, it is 2 into, first one is received is greater than 0. It's true. Minus 1. So it is 2 minus 1, that is 1. It's okay. Now when for this case, it is minus 1. So received symbol minus 1 greater than 0. Is it true? It's not true. So it's false. Right? So if it is false, it will return how much? What will be the answer?
Minus 1. Minus
I
1.
should get a 0 here, isn't it? I
But
should
it
get a
is
0.
coming.
So I should get a 1 here, isn't it?
If we get
2 into this parameter. Let's go to Python and check. It's working or not. I'm taking a small variable p is equal to what we will write. Let's check. Let's do this. I have taken this as, let's say, b1. This I'm taking it as 10. That's a 5. So B1 is what? This one. Now, what we will do, B1 is this. And what we will do, this size is equal to 5 and okay, it's stored in B1. Now, D1, I'll take D1, the decoded bits is equal to, I'll take 2 into if B1 is greater than 0, right? B1 is greater than 0 minus 1. What it returns, let's check. B1. Okay, it's giving same thing.
The open bracket should be before 2 now.
No. We are just having this comparison. Let's check on B1 greater than 0. What it returns? False, true, false, true. Right, it's okay. Right. So, okay. Okay. We yeah. So what we have transmitted, let's go to our block diagram. Let's go to our block diagram. First, we have generated input binary bits. Okay, let's take 1 0 1 0 1 5. Then I have given to mapper. It's giving us 1 minus 1 1 minus 1 1. Then assuming ideal channel will give to demapper. This is 1 minus 1 1 minus 1 1. So it should give me this decoded value, right? So it's returning 0 2 0 0 2, right? Now we have to divide it by it's done now, right?
So if you done +1 divided by 2, also same answer is.
If I do
Add 1 and divide by 2.
add 1 and divide by 2, why you want to add 1?
So when we are minusing in the starting to make it BPSK, we minus 1 answer. So in the reverse order, if you go, you will get the same answer.
So by 2 also solving the purpose, right?
Yes.
Let's add noise and check whether this by 2 is working or not.
Sir, but numerator will be odd, no, sir.
Numerator will be
3 by 2, no, sir. Then if we get -1, then -2 plus 1 we will get, I think, 0, sir.
let's this command is working, right? This logic is working, and let's take with you can have your own logic. Okay, you can try with them. I'm taking noise 1 is equal to 5 noise values. I'm taking random. We'll take normal 0.0, 5. One is this 5 value. I'll take R1 as another variable. R1 is equal to B1 plus N1. So this is R1. This is available at receiver input. R1 is available at receiver input. Now we have to decode R1. Okay, we have to decode R1. So what we will write is decode R1. Decode R1 into
Sir, if binary bit is 1, then 2 into input minus 1 by 2, sir. If binary bit is minus 1, then 2 into input bits plus 1 by 2, sir. Its logic is working, sir.
it should be a common formula for 1 and 0. Both formula cannot be different.
We can't separate.
No, from a single formula, we will conclude whether it is 0 or 1. Isn't it?
Okay, sir.
So let's check this logic is working or not here. Before going to that, let's check R1 greater than 0. What it returns. Okay, R1 greater than 0. What it returns. False, true, false, like this. Right. Then I will take decoded bits. Okay, B1 is equal to we will take B1 is equal to two into take another name. B1. Okay, B1 is equal to 2 into we will compare which one R1 greater than 0 or not. Okay, R1 greater than 0 or not. Then by 2. B1. Yeah, it's working, right? So we have transmitted 0, 1, 0, 0, 1 in C. B1. This was the number, right? 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay, 0, 1, 0, 0. This is the BPSK out. Okay, BPSK out. Now the demodulated output is this. Okay, demodulated output is this. Then how to compare the transmitted symbols? I didn't make a note here. What you can do is this B1. Okay, B1 is nr.randint dot this one. Okay, so if we get this thing, at the receiver, we can compare it. Right, we can compare it. But we are getting the demodulated value. So what I will do is DE1 is equal to, let's try with this, 2 into R1 greater than 0 will take minus 1. Okay, this is DE1 and this is B1. B1 was transmitted and DE1 was decoded. Right. Now we have to check symbol by symbol. If B1, how many are not equal to DE1? In all, it's false. It means what? How many are not equal? If all are false, none of them are not equal. All are equal. So you should go for size of this B1 not equal to DE1. Right. So size is not defined. NP dot size. Right. So it will be NP dot size. I guess. Yes, 5. So if it's 5, not equal to is 5, but how many are equal to? Okay. It is returning all false. I'll tell you another formula. So here, how many trues are there? We can find it out, right? That is the amount of bit in error. Okay, amount of bit in error. So if you compare this D1 and B1, if you compare this D1 and B1, then we will get not size. I think it will work. NP dot sum. Let's check. D1 not equal to B1. Right? 0. Right. So how many bits are in error? 0 bits are in error. It's not size. It's sum will not. Right. Sum is 0. Okay. So I guess you have noted these things. Right. We will practice in the second session. I have another class now. People also might be having class. We will wrap it here. Right. So I guess it's clear. The past few lines. Okay. Again, go through it. You can take a screenshot or whatever. Right? Go through it. I have taken B1, D1 and all. I have compared them and calculated number of bits in error. So here you can compare these two. Right? How many bits are in error? None of them are in error. All were received decoded correctly. Okay? All were decoded correctly. So how we will come to know? By using this formula. 0 bits are in error. So if you change this 1 to -1 and you will get 1 over here. That is the number of bit in error. Okay? I'm stopping here. We will start from this point in the evening. You'll have a practice session. Get the PR, right? If people can take a screenshot, I'm keeping it idle for some time.